Rengoku's POV. I crawled out of bed and yawned as I noticed that Yin wasn't on the bed anymore. I went out to the balcony. She wasn't there either. The bathroom. Of course, knocking before entering. She still wasn't there. And I decided to change my Gemvi into fine clothes and went outside of the inn and started to look for where Yin had went. Yin! Yin! I called out at the streets. Excuse me, sir. Are you referring to the haired-colored girl? She just went there at the ramen store. The man said as he pointed to the store, and I thanked him, and went inside the store to where the man had pointed. Yeah, 2 large bowls of ramen, she ordered, waiting for the food to come as I went inside and sat across from her. I see you're hungry, but you could have woken me up so we could have eaten together, I said. I don't want you to get bothered while you're having a peaceful sleep. Do you want to eat too? You said as I smiled. Yet another 2 large bowls of ramen for my order. She called out, "Let's just wait for them to serve here," she said as I nodded and she sighed and put her head on the table. Don't you have any good sleep last night? I asked. I don't think so. I'm just thinking and I'm a bit worried about Big Sis. What is she doing with overnight sun right now? She pulled out her hair, trying to... Well, I really don't know. Don't worry, I'm Sir Iguro is taking good care of Mitsuri. We should enjoy this time, just the 2 of us, after we get back to our own mission, I said. Why did even Okiyama-sama let this happen if the 2 of us get paired because of a mission? She said as I tapped her head as she looked up at me. I wasn't lying that there were some demons hunting here for their food, I said as she sat up. So, that's why. We gotta move tonight, she said as I nodded. It was lucky for us last night that we don't have a job to do and just enjoy, I said as she sighed. Here's your order, ma'am. 4 large bowls of ramen. Please enjoy. With the waiter held, of course, 4 large bowls. He smiled and then left. Thank you for the food, both Yin and I exclaimed as we started to eat our ramen. Tasty. 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 Yeah, but please, lower your voice, she spoke as I followed. We both ate our ramen, but she quickly went out after she paid our meal, and I just followed suit. And she stopped walking at a security. Is there something on your mind, Yin? I said. I just remembered something. That's all, she said. Do you want to relax underneath the security? I asked. Perhaps I would like... Do you have some time? She asked. That took me off guard, but I still had to keep my composure. Of course my time are all free and not occupied, I said as we both sat underneath the tree. So, what makes this Sakura tree special to you? I asked as she takes her time to cup her head. Why, I mean, it's good that you take your... Wait. Oh, as she took her head cape off. Sorry, holy moly. I mean, it's good that you took off your head cape, I said as she looked up at me. Don't you want to know why the Sakura tree makes me special? She asked as I nodded. This is the first time opening up to a person that isn't Mitsuri, okay? But it's not just a single Sakura tree. I mean, they're all around Japan. They're special to me, and it pains me, but at the same time, it takes me back to the memories I shared with a guy. And I used to love so much, she said as she looked up to the sky. You've loved someone before? I asked as she nods. Oh, I thought I was going to be the first, but oh well. That doesn't matter. I knew more about her, and it's not as always that it'll be the first. I think it's better to be the last. You know, it's better to be the last person you're going to love, I said as she looked at me. What do you mean? She asked as I held her hands. I know I couldn't erase neither beat the history that you two shared with this guy before you met, but even I'm going to be the last person whom you're going to fall in love with because I'm better. It's because I'm more interesting and exciting at the same time to know about you. I'll try my best to love you so that you can love me back, I said as she playfully slapped me while chuckling. I feel as if I may have said something wrong. I really shouldn't listen to Tengen for love advice. It's the first time I saw you chuckle, Tamori. Towards me, I said with a smile as her eyes widened and then looked away from embarrassment. No need to be embarrassed, Ian. Just remember what I've just said to you. I may not be your first, but I'll be your last and be the one to take good care of you and love you. I say, I don't know if you can handle such words from me, but back when I was with him before he left me because he found someone else better than me, she said as she looked down and I patted her shoulder. It's because you deserve someone better than him. We got all of our first love sometime, and it gets broken, and it's not in a good decency at the very end. He may found someone better than you, but he will never find someone like you, I said as she nudged me. Stop being cheesy, but to be honest, I got touched by it. Thanks, Rengoku, she says. Kojiro, please call me Kojiro from now on, Yin. Let's call each other by our first names, I say. So, if I can, then I'll call you by your first name, she said as I nodded. Okay, let's not get too negative. Let's head our way, where we can go somewhere, anywhere, she asked. I was just following around you, I scratched the back of my head. Help! Someone killed my husband! Come on, Yen, I said as I dragged her along with me as she put on her head cape again. Damn, I heard Yin as I covered her eyes using my left hand. Don't look at the scenery. This is disturbing, I said as she hummed in response, covering my mouth with my hand as not to puke. What did exactly happen, ma'am? I asked. I stayed at my workplace to stay for the night since I was tired from working last night, and when I went home, I just found my husband here inside the house at our front door, covered in his blood, she said as she wiped away her tears. Who could have done such a terrible thing? We have to call someone and ask for help in this investigation. No need to worry, sir and ma'am. We are part of an investigation team. We're going to handle this and make moves as fast as possible. For I want to investigate one by one and ask what they were all doing last night, I said as Yin shoved my left hand away, looking at the body in front of us. Let's start with all of his friends until we get to his wife at least. We'll ask everyone a question one by one. Let's get down to our job and take down the suspects, Kojiro, she said as I nodded with a smile. Oh my god, she finally said my first name. Please, leave this to us. We'll handle everything about this case.